Now, some observant folks in the chat might, Hamster, what are you doing? Shouldn't you be working? Yes. I already put in my 8 or 9 today, so fuck that. I'm done. Nah, don't need that anymore. Try to drink some beers and see what's happening. So, what is the biggest problem facing men and women in the United States and in the Western world? England, Australia, throw another shrimp on the barbie. Or New Zealand, where Shinobi Wan lives. What's the biggest problem? Anyone? I got a video queued up here from Odin's Men. Now, Odin's Men is pretty interesting. I'm going to let the video play for a little bit. And then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Sweaty, queer, revolution, rebellion.
A child will often know that they are transgender from the moment that they have any ability to express themselves. And parents will often tell us this. We have parents who tell us that their kids, they knew from the minute they were born practically.
And like the kid was just like, what do you mean? And she was just like, Jamie doesn't have a gender. Jamie is not a girl.
They said, no, you can't change your gender at the ripe age of 14 when I asked to be a boy instead of a girl.
And he sees my son sitting there on the table, and the first question that he asks him is, are you a boy or are you a girl?
I wanted to talk to you guys today.
So have we figured out the biggest problem yet in the United States and the world? Did I miss something? No, it's not because you're gay. It's not because you're trans. Not because you're fluid gender. Nothing like that. You're coming after children. Did you see this chick? There was a better chick.
The kid was just like, what do you mean? And she was just like, Jamie doesn't have a gender. Jamie is not a girl.
Now, excuse me. Is it a coincidence that all of these transmission people seem to have certain things in common, like radical tattoos, nose rings, tongue rings, weird colored hair? Is there anything they have in common? What is that thing where the frog is a certain color to warn you to stay away? And so we're allowing these people who have the full rights of any other citizen in the United States or the United Kingdom or Australia, New Zealand, anywhere in the West. Every right is already theirs. But yet here we go. What is going on with this? Have you thought about it? See, this is the biggest fucking thing. This is the problem in this country. We got a very few people driving the whole ship here. Don't these people like democracy? Don't they? You know, if the majority of people vote for something, they shut up and go home. Pick your toys up. You had your say, we didn't agree with it. Go away. No, of course not. No. Now, why are these people targeting children? Why do you think, excuse me, 1 second. Why do you think it's interesting for some of these folks to say a 4-year-old can determine the rest of their lives because they want to transition to the other thing? Kind of makes me wonder, if a 4-year-old child can determine that they're the other, well, how far down the road do we have to go to see that maybe some of these people will say something on the order of, if they believe they can be another gender, they can also choose to have, adult friends, maybe
Said,
that's it.
no, you can't change your gender at the ripe age of 14 when I asked to be a boy instead of a girl.
And he sees my son sitting there on the table, and the first question that he asks him is,
Mhm.
are you a boy or are you a girl?
Well, let me see. I've got a penis, so I guess I'm a boy. But no, you're confused. How old are you? I'm 3. Well, you should know the future of your life. Maybe that penis is just not what you need.
I wanted to talk to you guys today a little
You need
bit
one of the hamster clam industries. Well, you know.
about puberty blockers. Hey,
Uh-huh.
let's just put a pause on puberty.
So the hormone section, we talk about estrogen, we talk about testosterone, we talk about blockers, we talk about...
Now, when we look at a former female who is now a male, and you can't dead name this person, Elliot Page. Elliot Page is a full-grown ass adult. Same with what's her name? Kylie Jenner? Whatever the former dead name Bruce is. Fully grown ass adult. Right? They want to do some stuff to themselves, make them feel okay. It's your thing. It's not my thing. I think it's kind of different, but hey, whatever works for you. Do we see any difference between a grown ass adult named Elliot Page and a 3 or 4-year-old child? Just throwing it out there. just mentioning that.
Stopping puberty for our youth.
3 or 4-year-old child doesn't even know what she wants for dinner. Doesn't even know how to take a shit in some cases, but yet they can decide that they are not what they are. Okay? Why do we want to go down this road? Have you heard of minor attractive persons?
Starbies, I got Starbies. I don't even like coffee, but I guess I'll try it. Delicious.
Wow.
Now let's see what goodies await me in here. Ooh, a kiss.
Ooh. Is there a Big Mac in there? Because I'd like one right now.
Globe.
Feminine cis women showing that actually, if they try.
Oh, geez. Okay, if you're an adult, we're good with that. So if you want to be the other thing that you think you should be, that's perfectly fine. No one's going to argue with you. But why are you doing it to kids who are 3 or 4 years old? Just care, yeah.
Try real hard, they can look a bit fat too. Years ago, I was sitting in a cafe being fat.
All right, I need to know if any parents of young kids
I'm
have
sitting here being fat. Okay. So what?
had this same experience. So we just took my 3-year-old son to the doctor for a checkup. My 3-year-old son.
Are you sure he has a penis?
And there's a reason why I'm emphasizing that, and you're about to know why.
Maybe he's just confused because there are minor attractive people wanting to convince him something he's not.
There's no better feeling than all-encompassing freedom. When you can go all in.
So my wife
Seems to me quite a big chunk of responsibility for a 3-year-old kid to determine. What do I know, though? I'm evil.
and I are waiting in the room with our son, and the doctor comes in. And he sees my son sitting there on the table, and the first question that he asks him is, are you a boy or are you a girl?
Do I, does he have a penis? Does he have a little, Johnson down between his legs?
And I look at my wife like, what the? So luckily,
What the fuck? Exactly.
my son understands
Well, it seems, my fine viewers, we've gone down a rabbit hole of insanity. So you go to the pediatrician, right?
Yep.
Take the kid in,
Yep.
regular checkup, and the doctor says, are you a boy or a girl? Well, my son's got a penis. He's 3. Is this question relevant to our visit? What the hell you doing, doc? I mean, clearly it's a boy. No shit, Sherlock.
Exactly. Does the child have a pee-pee or not a pee-pee? That would be helpful in determining whether the child is a boy or a girl. I know. Now, why would you want to confuse a 3-year-old child? Any minor attractive people out there? What are you saying, hamster? Slippery. No, it's not. Shut the hell up. It's not anything like that. It's just being this. It's really. Well, if a 3-year-old child can determine that they're a different thing, maybe the maps would be all excited about that.
Tenets of biology at 3 years old.
After all, what's the next fucking question? If a 3-year-old child can do this, why can't they decide to have with me? Are you seeing where this is going? Are you? Wake the fuck up, people. This is the biggest problem facing Western society today. This shit don't happen in Afghanistan. This shit don't happen in Japan. This is exclusively in evil Western countries. You know who pushes this shit? Let me make a safe place for you. You know who pushes all this shit? Women. Whoa, hamster, you're evil. What do you, really? Am I? Who spends most time? The most time, well, that's the patriarchy, of course, really. Okay, fine, it's the patriarchy. Who spends the most time with the children? Little boys and girls when they're 2, 3, 4 years, 1 year old. Who spends the most time with them? Women. You don't see a lot of fathers out here saying, yeah, my young girl or my young boy here, 2 years old, wants to cut off his Johnson. Are we seeing a pattern? Anyone? No?
Old and says that he's a boy, just like his chart says. So the rest of the appointment, I can't even focus because I'm wondering why in the world this guy is asking the questions.
I'll tell you why.
And then I remember, oh yeah, I live in California.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. Maybe you should move out because California is fucked.
They call me paranoid, but this is where I think we're heading based on other things that have happened. An Ohio couple lost custody of their teenager for refusing them hormone treatment.
Excuse me. I thought up until a certain age, the parents were responsible for taking care of their child. Now the child has veto power over the parents because of the fucking state. Well, isn't that nice? That's lovely. Beautiful.
And a divorced Texas couple were in a court battle over whether or not to let their 7-year-old transition from a boy to a girl.
Yeah, well, I mean, why are you evil? If a 7-year-old can decide the transition, the pedos can fuck said child because they can also choose to do that. This is nothing surprising. Nothing at all. Why do you think they're doing it? Just saying.
And many are saying that the new proposed Equality Act could lead to...
Now, I know what most reasonable people are thinking. If the kid truly needs it, you should do it, right? I get it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cases where, sure. There, some confused people who are mentally ill that might need something to deal with whatever the mental illness is. But hundreds of millions of people around the world suddenly think they're the wrong thing. How fucked up is that? That's pretty fucked up. I would say that's very fucked up.
But how many of these kids really need it? All of a sudden, we've got this explosion of kids that identify as transgender.
Yep.
What's going on? Is there something in the water? Are they being taught this at a young age? So they go.
They're being taught this at a young age to be groomed into getting fucked by adults. That's it. That's the bottom line. Disagree with me if you want to. They are being groomed to be fucked by adult people. That's the only reason they're doing this. I'm terribly sorry if Susan gets pissed off. This is the deal. Your kids are being groomed, so they will fuck adult people. That's it.
Hey, maybe I'm a non-binary 3-year-old. We got to think about this in practical terms, right? But lobotomies were also fashionable not long ago. So
see, if you're a non-binary 3-year-old, you get the attention of the child to do something else for a while. That's the way you deal with children. They're kids. They don't know anything. They're 3-year-old children, and they look up to adults like their parents, for example, to know how to deal with this stuff. Why do you think they want to take the parents out of the equation? Is there any wonder about this? Anything? I think you see my point.
Is this going to end well?
More parents losing.
No, it's not. But if you're a lefty, radical, fucking crazy person, this is exactly the outcome you want. The funny thing is, these people think it's a big secret. Oh my God, well, if we do this, we're going to do. We all know. Anyone with half a brain cell knows what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make it legal to fuck children. That's what you're doing. Your fetish, your weird fucking crazy fantasies. You want to make it real, don't you? You're not going to fuck my children, you son of a bitch. Not this man. No, he's a good guy. You're not doing it. Now, there's nothing wrong with LGBT plus QA5. They went too fucking far. What they did was revealed their hand. Oh, we just want these gender, blah, whatever. And now it's clear. You want to fuck children. You're a pedo. You're not an MAP. You're a fucking pedo. That's it. We know what's going on. You pushed it too far. And now the backlash is righteous. You could have just done your thing. You want to be whatever. You want to dress up in girls' clothes. You want to be what? Nobody would care. Good for you. Go. Have a day. When you come after the children. Now we got a big problem here because you're not just affecting your life. You want to dress up like a tranny or whatever? Good. Go dress up and do your thing. And hey, I've been to those shows. They're kind of fun. Not for kids, though. You pushed it too far. Just like the smortion thing. Pushed it too far. If you would have said, yes, we'll do 15 weeks and everybody will be fine. Wasn't enough, was it? No. We got to have a smortion. At the time it was coming out of the vagina. A little bit too far for most people. Well, but it's evil and it's a patriarch. If you just kept it at 15 weeks, nobody would care. But no. Let's keep pushing until we push too far, and then there's going to be a backlash. And then they're surprised when there's a backlash. I know, it's crazy.
Custody of their kids who want gender transition. So again, call me paranoid, but I'm wondering if the doctor is asking the question of my son to see if he can establish a pattern over time that shows that my son wants to be a girl. But here's the thing. My son is 3. I'm not even going to let
3 years old. 3 years old. Amazing, isn't it?
him choose what he wants for dinner. And some days, my son thinks he's a
He
dinosaur.
can't even wipe his own ass at 3 years old. I mean, dude, come on. We know that. But they're being pursued by the freaking groomers and the pedos. Don't you know?
But I'm not going to let him transition to a dinosaur. And being in California, this is probably going to happen to people like me first. I think it's going to be long before we start seeing parents lose custody of their young kids because they're not letting them transition to the opposite gender.
It's already happening, sir. If parents object to this shit, we're going to bypass them. We're going to make that little thing into whatever we want so we can fuck them because we're pedophiles. I've been saying this for years, people. Nobody fucking cared. Well, Hamster, what do you know? What do you know about... What are we talking about? right now. They want to transition the kids and let them get fucked by pedos. That's what's going on here. That's what's going on.
And I think pediatricians are going to be the ones who are going to start calling it out.
Now, if you were a vet man, do you think there's any agenda the boards of medicine push down to the doctors to say, make sure you ask every child if they're trans or not, because they need treatment? We demand you give them treatment. Even borderline cases, it's really important we give them hormone blockers and psych meds really, really early.
You know, I'm gonna
And in the back room, they can then fuck them. How is this not obvious? I mean, my God. All right, let's... excuse me, Hamps, you getting a little carried away? Yeah, probably, because I care about the kids. You don't do that to children. Someone's 18 or older, they can do whatever they want. Why are they going for the children? I think I've explained my point of view. Yes? Let's go look at Josh Slocum here. The what is it? Undead Chronic podcast. Wow, isn't that? Josh Slocum. And he has you're not going to believe this shit. If I can just what is it? Disaffected podcast. God almighty. Hamster, can you do something right? No, I can't. Joshua Slocum. Yeah, we could probably do the. Where's the date thing? Now we'll go to the thing. That's fine. Fine. Oh, this is with. Yes. No.
Gear up with the Make This.
Get a Jeep. Go fuck children. You evil fucking cunts. Let's see. Disaffected podcast. Geez, I'm not seeing anything here. What the hell? Oh, I did a raid. Oh, okay. Disaffected podcast. Why ain't I? Anyway, I'm not finding it now, but what happened was this doctor at Boston's Children's Hospital was all gay that day. You know, yeah, sure. You know, you want to get your uterus cut out, we can do that. It's called a gender encouraging hysterectomy. Do you fucking believe this? Do you? Yeah, a lot of people do. Oh, but these poor children are suffering. They're going to be suffering a lot more when they're getting fucked by pedos. I think I've said my piece. You guys take care. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you next time. Maybe even shortly. We'll